Imagine a kid from a town so small that the dust from the surrounding cantaloupe field seems to settle on every single dream, a place where the horizon is flat and the opportunities feel even flatter. That town is Firebaugh, California, a tiny dot on the map near Fresno, and that kid was Josh Allen. Today, he is not just a football player, he is a titan of the gridiron, a human highlight reel, and the savior of a Buffalo Bills franchise that had been wandering in the wilderness for nearly 2 decades. His rise from a zero-star recruit whom nobody wanted to a $258 million superstar is the kind of story that Hollywood scripts are made of. But the reality of his life off the field is perhaps even more fascinating than his ability to hurl a football 70 yards through a biting Buffalo blizzard. When we look at Josh Allen, we see the 7th overall pick of the 2018 NFL Draft, who turned the Buffalo Bills into perennial Super Bowl contenders. But what happens when the helmet comes off and the roar of the crowd fades into the background? How does a man who signed a contract extension worth $250 million actually live his life? In this deep dive, we are pulling back the curtain on the luxury, the legacy, and the surprising modesty of Josh Allen, exploring every facet of a lifestyle that balances the high-octane energy of a professional athlete with the grounded roots of a Central Valley farmer.
The turning point for Allen's financial empire came in August 2021, after proving himself as one of the most dangerous dual-threat quarterbacks in league history, a man who can run over a linebacker just as easily as he can thread a needle in the corner of the end zone. The Buffalo Bills backed up the proverbial Brinks truck. They inked him to a massive $258 million extension, a deal designed to keep him in Western New York until at least 2028. With $150 million of that money fully guaranteed, Allen was suddenly vaulted into the upper echelon of the world's wealthiest athletes. This wasn't just a healthy injection of cash. It was a life-altering fortune that allowed him to build a real estate portfolio as impressive as his career stats. Despite his deep love for the blue-collar atmosphere of Buffalo, Allen's heart still beats for the West Coast, and he wasted no time securing a slice of California paradise. In 2022, he purchased a breathtaking ranch-style property in Mission Viejo. This isn't your average suburban home. It is a masterpiece of design featuring 4 sprawling bedrooms and 5 luxurious bathrooms. The interior is a symphony of mid-century modern aesthetics, boasting sleek quartz countertops and rich hardwood flooring that reflects the California sun pouring through massive windows. Outside, the property transforms into a private resort, complete with an infinity pool that seems to spill into the horizon and a hot tub perfect for soaking away the bruises of a physical Sunday afternoon in the NFL.
However, one house in California wasn't enough for a man of Allen's stature. In 2023, he expanded his footprint by acquiring a stunning beach house near Monarch Beach for a cool $7.2 million. This property is the definition of coastal elite, situated within touching distance of pristine sands and world-class golf courses. The house itself is a marvel of contemporary architecture, featuring floor-to-ceiling glass walls that erase the boundary between the indoors and the Pacific breeze. It includes a fully planted, serene courtyard, a terrace designed for sunset viewing, and another immaculate pool and hot tub setup. Perhaps the biggest selling point for a sports enthusiast like Allen was the exclusive access to a members-only beach club and a premier golf course. If there is one thing that rivals Allen's passion for football, it is his obsession with golf. He isn't just a casual player, he is a student of the game, and his primary residence in Orchard Park, New York reflects this perfectly. While he initially bought the 4-bedroom home for a relatively modest $695,000 back in his early career, he has since poured significant capital into transforming it into a personal playground. He famously told the QB Room podcast about his custom-built upgrades, which include a high-end full-swing simulator and a literal 6-hole par-3 golf course built right into his backyard. This homemade course is ingeniously designed around a large garden pond, featuring 3 different tee boxes to allow for a variety of shots. For Allen, this isn't just luxury, it's essential practice. He has even skipped the Pro Bowl, the NFL's version of an all-star game, to compete in the AT&T Pebble Beach Pro-Am, and he famously teamed up with Patrick Mahomes to take on the legends Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers in the match.
When you tally up his homes in Orchard Park, Mission Viejo, and Monarch Beach, Allen's real estate portfolio sits comfortably at around $10 million. It ensures that whether he is preparing for a playoff game in the frozen tundra of Buffalo or decompressing during the offseason in the California sun, he is surrounded by ultimate comfort. But the money from his NFL salary is only part of the story. Josh Allen has become a marketing powerhouse, a brand unto himself. As the face of one of the NFL's most passionate fan bases, he has secured endorsement deals that brought in an estimated $12 million in 2024 alone. These partnerships aren't just with any companies, they are with global giants like Nike, Microsoft, Hyundai, FedEx, and New Era. He even displays his characteristic wit through his business deals. He famously signed a sponsorship with Gillette specifically to troll the New England Patriots, the Bills' bitter division rivals. Since the Patriots play at Gillette Stadium, Allen took great joy in filming commercials and representing the brand, knowing exactly how much it would needle the fans in Foxborough.
He once remarked with a smirk that he knows exactly where that stadium is and who plays there, a comment that further endeared him to the Bills Mafia, who view him as one of their own.
With all that endorsement money flowing in, it is only natural that Allen would develop a taste for fine machinery. His car collection is a curated mix of elegance and raw power, much like his playing style. The crown jewel of his garage is an Aston Martin Vantage, a vehicle that cost him roughly $145,000. For Allen, this wasn't just a splurge, it was a tribute to his favorite cinematic hero, James Bond. The Vantage is known for its blistering speed and sophisticated silhouette, making it the perfect spy car for a modern-day superstar. But when the weather turns rough or he needs something more utilitarian, he turns to his Mercedes-Benz G-Wagon. This $137,000 SUV is a beast on the road, powered by a V8 engine that churns out 577 horsepower. His love for SUVs continues with a $115,000 Range Rover Sport and a $65,000 Jeep Grand Wagoneer, the latter being a nod to classic American luxury. For those days when he wants to feel the roar of American muscle, he can hop into his $70,000 Dodge Challenger SRT Hellcat, or he can opt for the rugged, go-anywhere capability of his $90,000 Ford F-150 Raptor. It is a garage that covers every possible mood and terrain, proving that Allen appreciates the engineering of a high-performance vehicle just as much as a perfectly spiraled pass.
In recent years, the conversation around Josh Allen has shifted from just his cars and houses to his high-profile personal life. After a long-term relationship with Brittany Williams ended in early 2023, the internet went into a frenzy when Allen was spotted in New York City with Academy Award-nominated actress and pop star Hailee Steinfeld. While the couple initially tried to keep their romance under wraps, with Steinfeld being famously evasive during red carpet interviews, the relationship was eventually confirmed in the most modern way possible via social media and official NFL announcements. The two are now engaged, forming one of the most powerful celebrity couples in the world. Steinfeld, an incredibly successful artist in her own right, with roles in True Grit, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and the Spider-Verse franchise, brings her own $8 million California mansion to the relationship. Together, they represent a union of elite sports and elite entertainment, yet they both seem to value privacy and a degree of normalcy that is rare at their level of fame.
However, for all the glitz of Hollywood and the glamour of the NFL, Josh Allen has never forgotten the people who helped him get there. He is a man who understands the power of a gesture. In 2021, he gifted his then-star wide receiver Stephon Diggs a Rolex Yachtmaster 37 in Everose Gold, a timepiece valued at over $23,000. He even had the word slime, a term of endearment and brotherhood between the two, engraved on the back. It was a thank you for a season where Diggs led the league in catches and yards, helping Allen secure that monster contract extension. But Allen's generosity extends far beyond his teammates. He has become a pillar of the Buffalo community, specifically through his work with the John R. Oishii Children's Hospital. His connection to the hospital is deeply personal. It's where his grandmother, Patricia Allen, spent her final days. When she passed away in 2020, the Buffalo fans responded with a grassroots movement that defined the Bills Mafia spirit. They began donating money to the hospital in $17 increments, Josh's jersey number, as a way to show their support. What started as a small gesture snowballed into a massive $1.1 million windfall. This led to the creation of the Patricia Allen Fund and the opening of the Patricia Allen Pediatric Recovery Wing. To this day, Allen remains hands-on with the hospital, visiting sick children and hosting fundraising events like his annual golf tournament, or donating proceeds from his Josh's Jack cereal. He remembers the impact that professional athletes had on his own brother during hospital stays when they were kids, and he is determined to pay that feeling forward.
Even as he enjoys the fruits of his labor, Allen is keeping a sharp eye on the future through savvy investments. He isn't just spending his money, he is growing it. In 2020, he became a shareholder in Encore Golf Technology, a golf ball manufacturer based right in Buffalo. In 2023, he joined a star-studded investment group, including the likes of Michael Phelps and Jared Goff, to invest in RX3 Growth Partners, a firm co-founded by Aaron Rodgers. This portfolio includes modern brands like Manscaped and Core Power Yoga, showing that Allen is thinking about life long after his playing days are over. But perhaps his most meaningful investment is the one that takes him back to his roots in Firebaugh. Allen has invested heavily in his family's farm, specifically aiming to transition the land into pistachio production. He told the Like a Farmer podcast that the goal is to plant pistachio trees across 1,000 to 1,500 acres of land. According to financial analysts, an orchard of that size could eventually generate upwards of $6.5 million in annual revenue. It is an investment that keeps him tied to the soil and the town that shaped him, ensuring that the Allen family legacy in Firebaugh remains strong for generations to come.
Looking back at the trajectory of Josh Allen's life, it is almost impossible to believe. This is a guy who had 0 scholarship offers out of high school, a guy who had to send out over 1,000 emails to college coaches just to get a look. He had to go the junior college route at Reedley College before finally getting a shot at the University of Wyoming. Many experts thought he was too raw for the NFL, that his accuracy would never improve, and that he was destined to be a bust. Instead, he stayed true to his family's mantra, "You bloom where you're planted." He didn't chase the big city lights of a massive high school program. He stayed in Firebaugh and worked. He didn't complain about the wind and snow in Laramie or Buffalo. He mastered them. Today, Josh Allen is the embodiment of the American dream, a man who has earned every single dollar of his $258 million contract and every single brick of his $10 million property portfolio. He is a quarterback who plays with the heart of a linebacker and a superstar who lives with the conscience of a neighbor. Whether he is driving his Aston Martin through the streets of California or checking on his pistachio trees in the Central Valley, Josh Allen remains a reminder that where you start doesn't define where you finish, but it certainly helps you appreciate the view from the top. As he continues his quest to bring a Super Bowl trophy to the city of Buffalo, one thing is certain: Josh Allen has already won at the game of life, and he has done it with the kind of grace, humor, and grit that makes him one of the most compelling figures in modern sports. His story isn't just about the money he spends, it's about the character he keeps and the community he builds, proving that even a kid from a tiny town called Firebaugh can become the king of the world if he's willing to put in the work and bloom exactly where he's planted.